Hello and good evening, and welcome to.
Is this music creepy enough for you?
I don't like this. I didn't have that muted.
It's gonna blow
It
your
should have
ears
been
out.
jazz.
It's a new music bot, Ryan.
It
I-
does,
yeah.
The good thing about
You
this
didn't
one is
know.
it actually works, which is cool.
Yeah, whereas,
It blasted
oh,
my eardrums out.
It turns out not every link you need needs to be compatible with the YouTube Music app,
Cool.
so we can actually use some MIDI stuff in it. I am very happy. I'm
Cool.
very happy with this. It's completely free.
I'm
Let's
gonna
go,
use the
let's go.
Michael Myers music.
Well, that's copywritten.
What?
Yeah.
And
We're going to get the content idea if we do that. That's going into this. We are going to do the probably dumb thing of talking about Wraith the Oblivion for 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, because Johnny likes it,
absolutely.
therefore that's what we're going to talk about.
I've found myself to be in love with Wraith the Oblivion. This is a very, very fun series to get into. I've been enjoying my time with this. And yeah, Storyteller ran it yesterday. I have no idea how well that game went because I was driving while he was running that game. Because
Well,
you got
Everybody seems to
Victor
be
interested.
enjoying it.
And along with that, I'm running this game on Fridays, where it takes place during the Civil War. Greed knows how to run this game pretty well, so I've been sold with the Oblivion. This is a absolutely fantastic book. We're talking about the guilds today. We're talking about
Two of
the
them.
Spooks and the Oracles.
Yes.
And this is a book that I had a little bit of trouble reading because the language in it is excessively flowery. It is needlessly wordy. It feels like a college essay when it comes to getting my character count out. And I'm also beginning to realize that the White Wolf staff was realizing that this was a bad idea to do the guild books because not every guild got a book, Kyle. Only 8 of the 13 guilds got a book before they scrapped the project.
I mean,
This-
I find that kind
It
of
also
strange
begins to
because.
show like some of the
Go ahead.
the schizophrenic writing and disjointed writing for the whole Wraith the Oblivion project. Because you see the heretics and renegades get brought up in this book by name, and they're treated as this big deal. They're not in the Maple of Wraith the Oblivion. Where,
Basically, they're just ghosts that believe in a god.
let's go ahead. We have also been drinking for most of the day today.
Me too,
where-
bro. Well,
I,
my
legally,
family-
I have not because I've been at work all day.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't drink.
Yes, this is the 7th serving for today. Let's do it.
I went to a wine tasting with my family to celebrate a very momentous occasion, which I will announce next Sunday when I actually have a copy of it.
Oh, awesome.
Our friend B, his grandma had her 95th birthday today, and we got lit for it.
Hell
Did Brandon
yeah.
get lit too?
No, she didn't drink anything. She was just watching the festivities go on.
She should
God,
get
that would
litty.
piss me off.
She's 93. She can do whatever she wants.
And
Grandma
she
is
said
93 years old. She can do whatever the hell she wants.
she was also saying that how this is the best
shoot
birthday she's ever had, where she got to meet all these new people she's heard about for years and years, and never got to see the faces of, and one of those included me.
That's actually worth a lot. That's something
Yeah.
to celebrate.
Yeah, it means something. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this. All right, the history of the Spooks is not chapter 1.
No,
It
it's
is
chapter
chapter
3,
three.
which I was confused about, and now I'm looking through it, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's a lot of shit I missed.
So we are going to talk about chapter 1 first before we go into the history section.
Yes.
So the Spooks, with a name like that, what do you think they are?
They spook people.
We got silly ass names for some of these factions in Wraith the Oblivion. Where with the Spooks, these guys are the
ghosts.
masters of outrage. Now, Ryan, tell me what do you think outrage does with a name like that?
Anger.
Well,
Uncontrollable anger.
and that makes you want to do what?
Hit things.
Yes, with force is the word.
The Force.
It's the force.
With the
It-
force. I got you.
It,
The
it-
force.
it's basically the force is what outrage is. It's not as crazy as Legerdemain is in changing to dreaming, but it's wild. You can do a lot of stuff with outrage. There's a power in Orpheus called Helter Skelter that is almost identical to outrage, and this was my bread and butter power in that game. when Greed ran Orpheus, I might as well have been using Outrage, so I already have a good grasp as to what that power looks like in play. And now with the group that uses the Force, what would you expect them to look like? This is Ryan's blind
Wraiths.
reaction gun. Well, thank you, smartass.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
All right. Would you expect these guys? Would you expect them to be a mafia, Ryan?
No, I would expect them to be some type of corporeal being.
Yeah. So it's a whole ghost mafia, where they have this whole setup. It is a group of people that describe themselves as a labor union combined with organized crime, and then you begin to realize, well, hold on a minute. Historically, didn't organized crime control the labor union?
Yep. And so they were then, you know what?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
And that's what you got with the Spooks. They like to keep a more professional image, but really this is a group of gangsters at the end of the day.
That's why I like him so much.
That's what they really are.
Kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Where they have this whole structure where, of course, you have like this ghost godfather who then has his other capos, like where we start from the bottom and we move up. You have the defenders, who might as well be your thugs and your racketeers. You're not really a member of the Spooks, but you work with them. You're going around, you're the muscle, you're putting pressure on other guilds, you're trying to get away with shit under the watchful eye of Stygia. You're trying to do petty crimes. You're not given serious responsibility.
Hey, Sonny,
so to speak.
Where's your bowler? Your father cappuccino. Where's he at?
Okay, Rocky
Hey,
Balboa.
Peppy.
Adrian, I'm dead for you, Adrian. Then you go up to the next rate, the Armadar, which is an old Latin phrase for being knighted, is what that means.
I dare
You are
ya.
now a made man. You've gone through the whole initiation, but there's no blood to drip onto the picture of the Virgin Mary, and there's nothing to light a fire, and there's no dinner to eat, but you're still a made man at the end of the day.
Well, I mean,
Did
Wraiths
they
don't have blood.
detail any sort of initiation ritual with these guys?
Not really,
I don't think
no.
so.
They
No.
said in the book that you don't have to, like, get a certain quota of kills. Excuse me, goodness. The only stipulation for becoming an Armadar is you need to send another Wraith into oblivion. Usually somebody that deserves it, sanctioned by a boss. This is when they trust you with doing something much greater than just causing
the
general
initiation, the
outrage.
requirement, you gotta kill someone a second time to become one of these.
Yes, and so
Oh,
once you've done that, then then a boss would go, okay, you know how to do your job. We can trust you with bigger shit and give you more responsibility.
Something along the lines of the Russian mafia and the Japanese yakuza.
From what
Not
I've read,
really.
it seems more like the New Jersey Mafia, if anything.
A little bit like that, yeah.
We used to know this
Well-
guy. His name was Jimmy Smash.
When Whitey Bulger died, did he become one of these guys?
Oh, maybe.
Now that you think about it. You saw The Departed. You love that movie. As
It's been a minute since I've seen The Departed, but was he the character that
Jack Nicholson, yes.
What? Oh, he was Jack. Yeah, then he probably was. That's the case. He's like, oh, I get to be the same guy in death who I was in life. Sign me to fuck up.
A lot of people died for me to be me. You want to be me?
Some people think that death will free you from the family. But the truth is, you'll never be free from the family.
Then you have the Controller, who control entire necropoli, ghost cities in the Shadowlands. This is, say, your capo, so to speak. And then above that is the boss, where there are multiple bosses. These are the godfathers of your families who control multiple cities, multiple networks, and those are the ones that are overseeing the entire operation. If one of these guys screw up, then then they're sold out, they die, they're sent to oblivion, and then someone else takes their place. And we have this whole system set up where it goes rank and file. Everyone's replaceable. Don't mess up your job. Just do a good job. There are 99 bosses, by the way, as you see on this list. Big world, right?
Really?
Yes,
Here are the
indeed.
5 families in New York. Well, guess what? We got 99 families.
Yeah.
Boom.
Because chances are, most of those families are from the previous people from the living families.
I'll also tell you that when it comes to authority, your boss is God amongst the spooks. You do what he says when he says it. Even if it's a bad idea, you are doing it. Do not question it. And at the very apex above the boss is the Commission of 5, who are 5 bosses who are very good at their jobs, who oversee the entire guild. Cool.
Yep.
They're sometimes referred to as the
Russell.
C5, just
Yep.
for brevity's sake. They bring up one in particular, one Niccolo Cianfrocco, who is the overseer of Chicago. Fitting, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Who is a gangster who manages to out Capone Al Capone in terms of business.
I came to Chicago with $5 in my pocket.
This is the guy who managed to succeed where Al Capone failed, and that is getting one over on the IRS.
Well, that's because he's dead.
Yeah,
You
dead
know,
men
there's
don't pay
only 2
taxes.
things that are inevitable: death and taxes. But guess what?
Yeah, when you die, your taxes get passed on to your grandkids and your kids. You don't have to pay them.
Or worse yet, the syndicate comes into the Shadowlands and they come to collect.
You can't put a federal lien on the spooks. That's not a thing.
Not yet, it isn't.
Why on earth did you attack President Kimball?
He tried to make me pay taxes. Understandable.
Yeah. Now with the spooks, with them being a mafia like this, what are we thinking so far? What do you think the modus operandi of the spooks is? Why do we need a ghost mafia in the Shadowlands?
Because even though the guilds, as I said last video, are the most put together faction in Wraith the Oblivion, that does not by any means make them perfect. If you felt strong enough about something that happens in the Quicklands for you to act out and cause harm to something that allowed your fetter to exist for longer and prevent yourself from being dragged into oblivion, then, you've broken the dictus mortem. And if you have no other place to go, why not go somewhere where, that sort of ambition belongs?
Well, you remember, Kyle, what we said in the last video where certain guilds are sanctioned by Stygia. Some of them are allowed to work carte blanche because they're vital to the soul trade. People that use Moliate, the people that use Argos, Inhabit, those guys. Especially the people that use Castigate, who will get their own episode later down the line. Now, were the people that use Outrage the Spooks a
Yes.
sanctioned guild
They are not.
amongst the legions?
Not by a country
No.
goddamn mile, no.
Because remember the last 10 minutes of that video we went through all the Arcanoi, and the resounding opinion on Outrage is, why would you ever need this? Why do you need to use this?
It's the goddamn force.
In case you want to paranormal activity somebody to death.
But
Or, you want to pull a Neo and just stop ghost bullets in their tracks.
you see, the thing is, Ryan, Outrage gives you too much power. It gives you the opportunity to push back against the legions of Stygia. We can't let this be in the hands of common men. I mean, Ryan, when your kid turns 5 years old, should we give him AR-15?
Yes. Of course not. You start them out smaller.
Yeah.
You start them out with
No,
a
you start
9.9.
them bigger. You give them the 50 cal.
That's the thing is,
God bless you, Ryan.
this is why gun permits are a thing in America, because we can't just let everybody have this power. It's too easy that way.
I
You
think
gotta maintain some
everyone
control
should
of the
have a
masses.
gun and carry it in public and shoot people they don't like.
And along with it, a lot of people have been screwed over by the Legions of Stygia and the Dictum Mortem, because after all, I told you about the 2-coin rule, the Tithe of the Dead, where if you don't have 2 coins or 2 equivalents to coins, you have to pay with your flesh, with your corpus in Stygia.
Yeah.
So that's going to lead to a lot of desperate raids that can't work like they're supposed to, which is where the Mafia comes in and says, hey, if you give us a much lesser, more reasonable tithe, will keep Stygia off your back. And that's how you get these guys. And then once this ended up becoming, same with the loan shark business, you get stuck in a loan in debt to the guild instead of the government that you will never pay off. That's the hustle here. So once again, another problem that Karen made that someone else is now exploiting. Fantastic.
I've saved the city, but you didn't do anything.
That's what you managed to create a massive vacuum of poor, broken people that need to rely on a ghost mafia to get by now.
Whether that ghost mafia is the Spooks or the Legions is up to interpretation.
Then we go into their relationships with everyone else. When they mention the hierarchy, Kyle, that's basically the government of Stygia. When they use that word.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that because they talked rather sourly about them.
Now, with everything we said so far, what do you think they think about Stygia?
Oh, about the Spooks?
The hierarchy.
Or the
Yeah.
The hierarchy.
How do the Spooks feel about the hierarchy?
To them, they're like, it's not perfect. It's there for a reason, but it could be better, and we're here to fill in the gaps that they don't let us, that they otherwise wouldn't let us do. We're trying to save our own necks. The main thing that the hierarchy and the Spooks tend to disagree on is primarily the Maelstrom and Oblivion. As the book says on, I believe this is page 27, yeah, the Death Lords enact idiotic decrees like the Dicta Mortem to keep wraiths out of the Skinland, like they're the eternal flight attendants to keep us wraiths in coach at a business class. As if that's going to keep Oblivion from rolling over anything. Oblivion erupts whenever the bloody well feels like. What do you think a Maelstrom is? They've had 5 of them already.
Much like the real life mafia, they like to portray themselves as good people, saying on page 28, ever since Karen disappeared, the Death Lords have been at each other's throats, trying to decide what to do. Some of them kiss up to Karen's legacy. Some of them wish to dispose of Karen's legacy entirely and create something new. And that has resulted in this big spat going on in Stygia that has left a lot of people behind. So the Spooks are going to come in and do the right thing, I say with a double wink. We're going you're dealing with the devil you know. Well, I'm the devil you don't know. And then this is a case of, it's the opposite of the saying, better the devil you don't know in this situation. Which is why they get people to fall under their... Yeah, you were saying, Ren?
You see, I'm just a devil.
You're just straight up.
Bro's
you heard about
evil.
making a deal with the devil, a contract with the devil. Well, if the devil's your contractor.
I'm the devil that will tell you that I'm the devil. Why trust the devil dressed as the angels?
And when it comes to the renegades, who are really just the anarchs, but even dumber because there is no real vision with the renegades.
Yep. I love what they have to say about the renegades as well. I'm gonna be honest. The book does a great job on selling me of ghost organized crime. Like, to be real, fuck the Giovanni. The Spooks is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Like, so on
Spooky.
Between page 28 and 29, it's like most of the renegades I've run across would flush the whole system down the venous stair just to prove a point. The problem is they don't have anything to put in its place. I'll be damned if I let a bunch of wild-eyed, bomb-throwing ex-Bolsheviks chuck the whole system. We'd all be specters in under a week.
And when it comes to the heretics, the term I'm looking for, it's not agnostic, but the Spooks are irreligious. They say if you want to believe in God, if you want to think that the angels of heaven are going to fly down and save you from Shelllands, that's your business. You believe in what you want to believe, we got business to do. That's it. It's just not for them. They're not concerned with it. Now,
considering how the mafia is usually portrayed as like hardcore Catholics that believe in God because of the things they do, I'm kind of shocked that these guys are rather open-minded when it comes to religious beliefs.
Well, given that they're in the Shelllands, it's nothing like what the mafia said was going to be.
I kind of meant, well, when you come face to face with death, you're kind of mind's a little open to the concept of a greater power, and doesn't matter what book it comes from.
Then you go into relationships with the other guilds, and this is where I have to ask a question before we go into this bit. Now, why are they in such a tizzy about the dictamortem? Why do they care so much about it? What's the deal here? Why would a ghost mafia be invested in these skinlands, Kyle?
Well, because the Skinland is where your fetters are, and that's where all the money is to be made.
Exactly. We then start a racket where we escort you to your life web, to your fetters. You pay us protection money for doing that, and we can make sure that your grandkids, your house, whatever you did in life that you're attached to is still there. And that's where the racket comes into play, where we're going to go into detail about who they hate first, and that would be the monitors, who are the people that control LifeWeb. And they accuse them of holding LifeWeb over everyone's head like a carrot on a stick, where, oh, you wanna maintain your corpus? You wanna go into a harrowing? Pay us first. You wanna do this? Pay us first. You wanna do that? Pay us first. That's what they accused them of. But it's the pot calling the kettle black, because that is exactly what the spooks are doing.
You couldn't make rent. Fuck you, pay me. You couldn't pay your property taxes. Fuck you, pay me. You got held up by a robber at gunpoint last month. Fuck you, pay me. Your house got hit by a goddamn meteor. Fuck you, pay me.
Now, granted, the monitors aren't much better, because using comparison, the spooks are a Italian mafia, the monitors are a Colombian mafia in comparison. The monitors are up to a lot of shitty shit themselves. They are not necessarily good people. They know how important their arcanoi is, and they do exploit other rates for their power. But they're not the demons that the spooks say they are, because the spooks are trying to tear them down to make themselves look good. Just about everything they say about the monitors, it's true, but it's also projection at the same time. Just how much that they call them invasive callous extortionists. Well, guess what? You're not different. You're not different, because you deal with someone who is worse than the monitors directly, the haunters. You know, the people that control pandemonium.
Yep.
That power.
Yep.
It's great.
As it turns out, back in the day, the spooks and the haunters were pretty much just one group, but the spooks kind of saw what the haunters were coming, and kind of like the haunters kind of seemed like they'd get along well with the renegades, while the spooks want to do legitimate business. You know, they want to help out the little man, if so long as they can pay for it. The haunters, they don't really want to do that. They just want to fuck shit up. That's bad for business.
The haunters, in terms of Wraith, the closest analogy to them in other splats, they are the Sabbat of Wraith the Oblivion. The haunters openly conspire taking over the world. They saw the Giovanni's whole ghost protection racket Ghostbusters plot, and they want to do it themselves, but call it the Giovanni. Kyle, I shit you not, they want to reenact the plot of, well, I'm not going to say it's Ghostbusters, it's more like RIPD. Is what they want to do.
They want to destroy the veil between. They want to destroy the shroud and rule over the humans, basically.
The haunters are a group of people who aren't happy that their time is over, and they want to keep their legacies going, and think, Stygia be damned, I'm going to the Skinlands, and I'm going to reestablish myself in the Skinlands.
Kind of like the American Congress, but
Yes, these are people that just refuse to let things go. So, Kyle, you can imagine how few haunters ever pass on in Wraith the Oblivion.
They don't.
That's not a thing. These guys don't ascend. And the spooks know about this. They know about this whole conspiracy, and they don't care because they do business with these guys anyway. Why? Because they turn out to be pretty good guys on the Skinlands, am I right?
Yeah.
And decent guys, hard-working individuals.
They say, it's behind the shroud, so we're going to work with you when it comes to our protection racket with connecting people to their life web, to their fetters. As for to maintain their corpus, their pathos, not fall into a harrowing. This is a great idea here. The spooks are really trying to glaze themselves, but you start picking apart what they're saying, and it falls apart. But you begin to realize that this is an entire group of bullshitters. But it's good. It's good writing.
But that's the point, isn't it?
As for what they think about the other splats, vampires are people that you gotta watch out for. Why do you gotta watch out for vampires? I don't know, because the Giovanni exist. That's
Fuck 'em.
why.
The fucking spooks are better.
They're a little bit more honest than the Giovanni, where
Low bar, but it's
let
still
that
a
sink
bar.
in.
The Giovanni, the bar's in hell.
The Giovanni tell less truths than the spooks do. That's saying something.
At least
That's saying
somebody is, telling the truth. Even if it's not the whole truth, it's still some of it.
The werewolves. They like to fight. More power to them. Just let them do what they're going to do. They're going to destroy things, and then those things that they destroy end up in the Shadowlands. So, big deal. You right? And of course, what is I told us so when it came to this. What is a werewolf a really good source for in Wraith the Oblivion?
Pathos.
Yes. You see why the Sod Striders are constantly harassed by these guys. Because they make for very good sources of mana points in this game.
Well, that and because they're one of the few werewolves that can actually see and interact with them.
Otherwise, just chill out behind a werewolf, just follow a werewolf for the entire campaign, and you won't even know. You won't even know they're there. Kyle had a Wraith following us for the entire game of Ritual Appellation, and he never told anyone. And he has plausible deniability about it, too.
What?
You and your lies. Let's go into this.
Dog, I don't know what the
Mages.
fuck you're talking about.
Oh, you say that. You say that while winking into the camera. Alright. So, what is their sense on mages? Specifically involving the Euthantoi.
Well,
Again, a good source of clientele.
Absolutely. A good source of making a new member, making a new defender, so to speak. And then the Nefandi, on the other hand.
Fuck those guys.
oh yeah,
Those are guys who are trying to destroy the world and empower Oblivion, which goes against the business of the Spooks. And those are the only two people they bring up by name. I think there's something missing here. I think the Akashic Brotherhood will also be good to bring up too.
What is
Really?
it?
Because the Akashic Brotherhood will sometimes intentionally die just so they can reincarnate.
And then they
No,
wind
these
up
are
in Stygia. That would fucking suck.
They're just it's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z where someone dies and they're waiting to be revived by the Dragon Balls.
Everyone's just like YOLO, but the Akashic Brotherhoods are pretty much just playing Dragon Ball, but they got their own Shenron built in.
Goku's back in Stygia for the third time. Only he's gonna be here this
It's
time.
like Kratos, where they just may as well just install a revolving door.
Yeah. And then the changelings. The walking snakes in the crowds are helpful if you need a feather or two to be toyed with, because you can usually get them to help you out. Usually red caps, which they name in this book.
It's kind of surprising
Because once again, these guys are violent killers who make for very good sources of pathos. You might as well be playing as a werewolf if you use a red cap in a changing game.
There's always that one splat in a werewolf game. There's always that one group in these splats that just want to be a different part of the world of darkness. Gangrel want to be werewolves. Shadow Lords want to be vampires. I got nothing for mage, honestly. You would think I'd have something like that.
the mages want to be knockers.
Well, in that case, it would be the skin dancers. In that regard,
We don't fuck with skin dancers.
we can't leave Samuel Haight. He's stuck in this channel forever.
We're going to kill him. If I ever, for some reason, manage to start writing World of Darkness games, I'm going to introduce Samuel Haight in one chapter just to kill him in the next. He just gets gunned down in the street like a fucking
You're going to give him the
dog.
Don Krieg treatment?
Yes,
Or better yet,
without a doubt.
Samuel Haight Jr.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
Sammy Haight Jr.?
Yeah, Sammy Jr. And Sammy Jr. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and each one are a different splat.
Oh, it's just like Huey doing Louie. That's why
Yes, from
Samuel hates evil color-coded nephews.
Yeah. Why are there so many of you? Samuel Haight liked hookers, okay?
I'm going to go through the history now, and I will go through it until it stops making sense. Because there was a point in this book where I thought to myself, what the fuck are we even talking about? By this point.
First, that's it.
Alright, so page 34 is where the story starts. And it says that we started back in the days of Odysseus, Orpheus, Gilgamesh, back when you had stories of people that just crossed the shroud, went to the underworld, and then came back. You know, the end of Hercules, that movie.
yes.
And that was cool. That was cool and all. It was a good source of pathos for people who died because you got to contact the living and just rub shoulders with them, get pathos off of them. And then all of a sudden the shroud popped up, and now we can't do that anymore. So we still needed to get pathos right. So what did we start doing? We would just go to funerals and just stand there with our arms crossed and wait for the pathos to flood over us. Or we would go to parties and wait for pathos to flood over us. Or we'll go to pagan ceremonies and wait for the pathos. And that was what the scheme was. We're just going to go to a place and sit there and gain power in doing so. Easy.
Easy.
It's basically what I do every Monday morning. I clock in for work and then I sit in place for 4 hours waiting for my work to appear.
These guys are literally getting paid by sitting on their asses and watching TV.
Yeah,
Pretty good, I'd say.
If you ever worked one of those jobs before, that's it. Ryan clocks in for working. He's just on his phone for an hour until the shift finally starts.
I'm on my phone all day.
He's on his phone all day. He's got that unlimited data Netflix plan, and he loves it. Yeah, it's going into the next part of the story, part 2, the haunting times. So there was a whole divide after Rome fell and Christianity took over. We had the Holy Roman Empire, where you had the forces of oblivion. And what was a very effective way of fighting oblivion? Outrage, because that's one of the few ways you can deal direct damage to anything in Wraith. And there was a whole divide between the people that harvested pathos and those who fought in the front lines. And they're saying, ain't it a bitch that I go out and I fight and you just sit and do nothing and that's your job? What kind of disparity is this supposed to be? And so they're saying, all right, we'll try to restructure, we'll try to get this all set up. And then the story stops making sense because they bring up something called the Village Incident. And I saw this and you completely lost me because I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, what the fuck are we even talking about? Where... Storyteller, am I looking at this right? Is it saying that like the legions of Stygia attacked the Spooks and then killed some Spooks, and then the Haunters said it was a false flag attack done by the Spooks on themselves? Is that what the story's supposed to be?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a whole 9/11 conspiracy theory for ghosts.
And it's like, what the fuck are we even talking about? Where's
So
this
some
even going?
really bad shit happened.
And so that comes up, and it has nothing to do with anything. Started making less and less and less sense to me. Until I got to the point where I couldn't even fucking tell you what happens in this anymore. So, Storyteller, would you like to take over from here?
Let's see here. What page are we going to?
He's thinking about it.
Oh no,
Yes,
my
the whole-
brain's-
after
The
whole-
page starts, I believe, on.
Yeah, and I sent him a whole
What-
link to the summarized version as well.
I got the whole
35, I
PDF.
think.
So yeah, this is... Yeah, if you're looking for a page, it's like page 37. That's where it ends.
Yep.
37. Are we
It's
going
30
to War Games, or are we just picking up where we left off?
Yeah. Pick up after War Games because nothing fucking happens after part 2.
All right. So War Games. No sooner were the Haunters and Spooks officially reconciled to one another than the first stories that would later
Yeah, the entire
blossom-
false flag plot point went nowhere. Don't worry about it.
pretty-
They
I
all
don't know
fought
what the
each other
fuck
for
happened.
however
Yeah,
the
but-
fuck
War
long.
Why did you
Games.
even write this in?
Huh?
Uh,
Well,
Why don't you
like
even-
you said, it feels like a high school essay that needed to fill some stuff out, but
Yeah. Here's
I
a
mean-
non sequitur. All right, continuing.
let's see here. No sooner were the Haunters and Spooks officially reconciled to one another than the first stirrings that would later blossom into the War of the Guilds manifested themselves.
Now
Well, the
we need to
Spooks
explain
guild-
what that is.
Okay.
So the war.
So-
So the War of the Guilds. If I may very quickly summarize what this is.
Absolutely.
Say the War of the Guilds was that the Artificers had this massive monopoly in Stygia due to Soulforge, and had Karen's direct favor. The other guilds got pissed off about that, especially the Maskers, and there was this whole fight that happened between the guilds that eventually resulted in Karen saying, "Cut this shit out. You're now under my direct supervision, all 13 of you. You're going to sign this compact if you want to exist," and then that's it. And that's the story. And then the alchemists, solicitors, and Nimoy signed it. And then Karen said, "Okay, cool. I have the docs of all of your members now. I'm going to kill every last one of you."
What?
And that's where that went.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Though from what it says here, it seems like some of the guilds kind of went into fire with each other.
Well, of course the Spooks would say that. But, like, of course the Spooks would claim no guilt in this entire situation.
Yeah, you could say there was a little friendly fire, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah.
There was a
Then it
little
goes
blue
into,
on
like,
blue, you know what I'm saying?
Then it goes off to saying, from an account from Vladimirov, a character who's been speaking like halfway through
They did the fucking made shit where you have a narrator. And
Normally,
then,
I'm all into that, but it kind of does it at the worst possible times. I usually like it right before it, where it gives it some setting and flavor, but it seems to put Vladimirov's interjections right in the middle of when you're reading, and it kind of just throws you off.
I guess they're going for like a documentary when they were doing this, where they're
guess.
saying, "Oh, we're going to play the interview role of the guy telling the story now," and it just comes off as really jarring instead.
It really does throw me off. Let's see. The cessation of hostilities in AD 1354 left the artificers in control of much of Free Wraith politics and activity, while the Compact of Guilds granted equal status to the 13 major Free Wraith guilds. On paper, it was evident from the post-bellum atmosphere that the artificers held firmly onto the reins of the larger community. While many former members of the guilds have openly lamented the machinations of the artificers in this regard, Vladimirov offers a different perspective on the Spooks' reaction. Things didn't exactly change with the Compact of 1354. Sure, the artificers pretty much pulled the strings, but they'd been doing that for centuries. The Spooks settled into the niche that fit them on the council and went about their usual business. We still had a pretty good relationship with the Hammer Boys from back when they gave us a break during the village incident. A lot of their Forge Boys still threw work our way, and the Leagues gladly took it. Besides, after what happened in the Massacre Rep, who started yelling about how the Artificers were railroading everyone else into the Compact, the Spooks decided it wasn't worth the effort to make waves. It would have been bad for the cause and bad for business in general. Unlike the Haunters, we're not that crazy.
And then after that, we get into they keep bringing up this guy in the book called Ned Riddle, who's a spin doctor from the Artificers Guild that tries leading a revolt against Stygia. And after Dayton Mortem gets put in power, he starts trying to get all these different spooks on his side to overthrow Stygia. And of course, it fails spectacularly because you can't. You can't. There's no defeating Sharon. You can't do it. The man's own demonic shadow couldn't take him down. What makes you think you can?
And his fucking shadow's a Godzilla.
And they said the reason why this whole life web protection racket started was because the monitors, who were the owners of LifeWeb, started getting more and more supervision and pressure put on them by Stygia, to the point where the monitors just couldn't get away with anything. Not without Stygia knowing. Which is why the hustle and the racket ended up in the hands of the Spooks, who then started to use that and exploit the masses with it. And then them doing that led to them reconciling with the Haunters, that led to the whole friendship between the two.
Could you imagine how absolutely terrifying the Spooks would be if they were the one in control of LifeWeb? There would just be no stopping these guys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they'd have to directly deal with Stygia and their bullshit.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of the Spooks is to avoid the, paperwork and bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm. where you're having to constantly deal with the government, and the government's always putting these liens on you and telling you what you can't do. It's like a guy who runs a restaurant who doesn't want to listen to what the FDA has to tell him. Like, oh, well, the FDA tells me that my food's unhealthy for the masses. Oh, the FDA. That's the whole attitude they have.
I tell FDA worker that is not a giant rat dropping, it is giant chocolate chip. And then they shut my restaurant down the next day.
And then that's basically it in terms of history with the Spooks. Just a very short story that did not need to be as complicated as it was.
Yep. They do get into like the modern stuff, and it's kind of like what you imagine. Modern day gangland stuff, where you pretty much racketeer, bring about information, smuggle pathos, and all that from the Skinlands. It's
If
generally...
You work with an associate that goes
movie
against you,
that's
they
what you get.
disappear.
Yeah. We bring him on down to the river, and he fit him out for some cement shoes.
They drop you down to the bottom of the Lake of Stygia.
Yeah, though I imagine it's kind of like the Gaslight District, where you don't exactly die, you're just down there forever.
You're just down there, you're forcibly turned into a specter, and then you're stuck there.
Yeah.
That's it. The Gaslight District, that is almost perfect reference to Wraith the Oblivion.
Yeah. God,
Is
why
almost-
won't they make a second episode? I'm hungry for more, goddammit.
Well, it's because Amazing Digital Circus makes too much money. That's why.
Yeah,
We gotta
they
put all
gotta
our
bring
resources
in the
on
money
that.
before they can get to their other stuff.
Glitch will buy him out eventually, just like I did with Lackadaisy.
Oh, God.
Now,
Oh.
and now we get into Outrage. Now we get to talk about the Force. And they blow it up. They say it's more important than just the Force. They're saying, you're bending the laws of the Shadowlands to your will with this. Isn't it cool, guys? And you're saying, so it's basically just the Force, right? And yeah, it is. It's the Force. It's the Force.
It's
Now.
the worst.
Yep.
To be fair, all the Arkanoid tend to do that. This is just like a more prolific, understandable version of bending the laws of Stygia. What laws there are to begin
Right.
with.
Now, all of these Arcanoi have a backlash to using them, where the more you use them, the more it begins to mutate you. Kyle and Ryan, when you use this, have you ever seen the influencers who inject cooking oil into their muscles to make them look bigger?
I've never heard of that, in all honesty.
Oh, let me show you what this looks like.
Oh my God.
See.
Oh, does it just
That's
look
it.
like Bugs Bunny when he flexes and it's just the two bumps?
I'm imagining SpongeBob when he wore those inflatable arms.
Let's see here.
Or Quagmire
See
after
here.
he figures out that there's internet porn?
Let's go
Quagmire, where the
ahead.
hell have you been? I haven't seen you in days. Hey, Peter. I've just been checking out some of that internet porn.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Like that.
What the
Look-
fuck?
Yeah, it looks natural and healthy, doesn't it?
No,
Oh, yeah, so
that looks like
natural,
a
much
bad
healthy.
Photoshop. What the hell?
No, what you do is that you fucking inject cooking oil. You injected vegetable oil into your skin and muscles to puff them up like that.
That's
That's
disgusting.
how the vegans stay jacked, by the way.
Yes, and that's what happens to you. So with your prolonged use of Outrage, that happens to you.
You look jacked.
Just that.
Yeah. You just become like Russian Dr. Livesley.
You just begin to bulk up in a way that looks unnatural and it's gross. You have these really grotesque knots of muscle that don't make sense and don't actually make you stronger. Because
Oh my God.
well,
This is basically the paradox effect of using Outrage. It has its own little paradox effect.
it does, yeah. Because the more you abuse the laws of Stygia, the more it begins to abuse your body. Is the drawback here. Now, we get simple abilities with the first dot of Outrage, where affects speed of object is how it starts. Where with a name like that, I don't think we really need to explain how that works.
You basically just turn the entire game into super hot.
You either make your attack really, really fast or really, really slow. Or someone else's attack fast or slow. And then we go into After Image, where this is a fun one. After Image allows the spook to leave some sort of sign on another wraith's fetter or some other object or place in the Skinlands. Although the Skinland object is not physically affected, After Image allows the wraith to see through her death sight that a spook has been to visit something of hers. You basically leave a mark that allows you to survey through that mark. If somebody goes through a certain area, you know that somebody's been there.
It sounds a little like scrying, but with more steps.
A lot like it. It's funny that the oracles don't have that power like that. Or maybe they do. It's just slipping my mind right now.
Maybe we found the connection of why the oracles were shoved into this book.
Yeah, but
I was a little confused about that between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's a combination of brains
Russian
and brawn.
Mafia and Cassandrins. I don't get it.
Mafia and gamblers, I guess.
You then take it a step further with level 2, recoil and follow through. Recoil allows a spook to reflect the force of an object thrown, swung, or otherwise projected back at its source. Is somebody attacking you with a weapon? Is somebody attacking you with Stygian steel? Well, guess what? The damage that just got dealt to you is now dealt back to them.
Uno reverse card.
That is a fantastic effect.
So you go, hey,
And then
you
follow
shot me
through.
with a gun. Guess what, motherfucker?
I am rubber, you are glue.
What bounces off me will stick to you. Follow through operates the same way as recoil does. It just does so in the opposite direction, doubling down on your force that you cause instead of reflecting force done onto you. Incredible. You saw what I mentioned before, Storyteller, that combat in Wraith the Oblivion takes a very long time if somebody doesn't have this power.
I guess. I kind of went through it real quick when my group kind of met their first Spectre because I didn't want it to be like an hour-long thing, so I kind of maybe tweaked it a little bit. But yeah, combat is going to get a little difficult because this game was not made for combat.
Yeah, you're supposed to avoid the Spectres when you encounter them. Because after all, being near a Spectre gives you angst. It's poison around them. Alright, then we go into level 2, Wrench in the Gears. Enables the spook to affect the flow of something through simple mechanism, such as water in a plumbing system. The effect allows the spook to cause slight irregularities in a system of larger buildings, such as clogged pipes, low pressure in sinks and toilets, elevator cars that stop a few inches above ground or below the doors, and other such annoyances. It allows you to just be a gremlin and just break stuff.
That's fun.
That runs
I
off a
immediately
mechanism.
hate all of these people now.
Did you not like the movie Gremlin?
Gremlins are great.
No, not because of that. Because they fuck up your electronics and your equipment. I'm paying hundreds of dollars because some spook didn't get his payment.
Can you now imagine a Ragabash Stunt Shredder teaming up with a spook, where the spook, like the Stunt Shredder is a handyman, and the spook just goes around, breaks appliances in buildings, and then the Stunt Shredder appears, and then offers to fix what the spook broke.
That'd
That's
be a racket in of itself.
Yeah.
I could probably see the Giovanni doing that shit.
This is probably why they have a huge invested interest in the spooks. Because after all, Outrage is a very useful ability.
Absolutely.
Next, we go into level 3, Irresistible Force and Immovable Object. Would you like to super accelerate an object or freeze an object in place? Well, now you can. Awesome. It does.
Railgun.
Yeah, it does what you think it would. Just, behold, I now give something no friction, and it just moves forever until I choose for it to stop.
That's kind of
Or
funny.
something just completely stops.
It's just like a physics glitch. It just keeps floating.
Yes.
There's an object in D&D, if I know you guys don't really care for that one right now, but still, there is an object in D&D called the Immovable Rod, and basically what he does is you push a button, it stays in place in space. This power pretty much just lets you do that to anything you want.
The immovable rod was very fun to dick around with. I had a player that had 2 of those, and he just managed to just make a ladder that could just keep going into the sky.
Better have some decent acrobatics for that.
Next, you have the Relic Warp, where many spooks, defenders, and armadars own relics which they used regularly in the Shadowlands. Relic Warp allows a spook to bend the shroud around a particular relic. In effect, a protective seal is formed around the object in question, which permits the spook to take the relic with her when she reaches across the shroud. This allows many Spooks to use their relics on the Skinland assignments. How useful is that?
Hold on.
How
What the fuck?
immensely useful is that, Storyteller?
I mean, considering how relics work, I kind of imagine you want this if you're going to be fucking around in the Skinlands. So you're probably going to want this, or at least know an NPC who has this.
You get to miser all of your feathers and just pull them into the Shelllands with you, and then bury them in a hole in the Shelllands and sit on it forever.
Become physical object.
And nobody will steal my stuff ever again. Was my feather written in my will to be given to you? Well, guess what, little Timmy? I can just steal my inheritance back from you and take it back to Shelllands.
In the words of LeBron James, fuck them kids.
Yeah. And now we get the really crazy powers. It's not that your players probably shouldn't have, but, rules of the game they might. Shroud Shield.
Everything is available.
Shroud Shield is a slightly incorrect term. No such thing as a shield is created through the use of this particular art. What Shroud Shield does is allows a Wraith to fling himself through the shroud at the same velocity as a bullet to just pierce the veil and then pop back up into the Skinlands. Amazing.
It's kind of like stories of where you see ghosts just like flying towards you at high speeds just to scare the living shit out of you. I imagine that's kind of what this power is.
You went so fast you broke the Matrix and you exited the simulation. Is what happened.
And mind you, this is the regular one. This is probably the ones that everybody can learn if you have this have outrage.
The more unique one is by location, which is exactly what you think it is. The ability to exist in two places at the same time.
Both in the Shadowlands and the Skinlands.
Yeah. Along with, say, turning one of your attacks, say, a punch, for example, into multiple punches that all land on their target at the same time. Incredible. Kyle, you used to like My Hero Academia, right?
I watched it briefly for a bit, yes.
Did you ever get to see Nirengeki Shoda?
I don't know if I did or not.
He's the short kid with no neck, round face. He has a scouter like DBZ. He's dressed in all black.
I don't know if I did it. I think last I recall, I was at the tournament arc.
This is his quirk, is what that is.
Shroud Shield?
No, by location.
Oh, yeah.
He calls it Twin Impact. And what it is I punch you, I then use Twin Impact, and now my damage is doubled with every attack I do.
That's just fucking busted.
Yes. Which is why this guy punches the fucking shit out of Mineta Minoru, and everyone fell in love with his character after he did that.
Well, because it showed that he was a
badass.
Yeah. He's a fine character. I like his design. I like him.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and watch it.
We need more aesthetically pleasing round characters.
Yeah. No more the generic high school boy. Give us the fatties.
Give us fat gum.
Give me the biodiversity, please.
Yes.
There's a reason why Nozomi in our Vampire Chronicles is going to be a big man.
Because he's fat. I mean, that motherfucker's fat. I mean,
these character designs just get boring after a while. It's just factory optimization.
I just remember it was like, was it something Steiner? Kurt Steiner? Will Steiner? What was his name? The wrestler
Steiner.
who just yells, "He's fat!" He's fat!
That's Ashton Parks.
Was it?
No, the guy who watched King of Casino. That's what he shouts. And then you have, speaking of fat, center of gravity. You ever heard that Yo Mama joke where Yo Mama's so fat she has her own center of gravity?
Center of gravity.
Well, now you can do that too. You can just have stuff orbit around you.
Cool.
Or just magnetize to you.
Wait, what? What the hell? Peter,
Yes.
What you see is a gravitational pull. You are so fat you have started generating your own gravity.
This is exactly. Was that Family Guy who did that joke?
That was Family Guy.
Yeah, it was.
They were saying that Peter was fat, and Brian, to prove it, like threw an apple, like a paperweight, and something else, and it just started floating around him.
If you had that power, would you just use it constantly?
Yes. See, what I would do is I would
if
wait. Go ahead.
I would if the cost wasn't so insane. 4 pathos and 2 willpower.
It's one of those useful powers where you just go to a grocery store with that power.
Yeah, it was, and
Don't
she
even
just
need a
starts
card.
floating around you. You basically play Katamari Damacy.
In the grocery store.
Na, 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 na,
You just roll to a checkout counter.
That'd be great. Like, I was thinking, like, what you could do is you could, like, ambush somebody with center of gravity. What you could do is, like, you wait in a particular area that's really tightly enclosed, and you put something super sharp, like a knife or a sword or something there, or, like, a bunch of really, sharp rocks or, like, bullets or something. You activate center of gravity, and then shit just magnetizes towards you, and then, like, throw fucking whatever you got at them.
Oh, yeah. And now for the last power, Corsican Syndrome. To very quickly summarize this, if one of your fetters is damaged in the Skinlands, you instantly know about it and can transfer that damage from the fetter onto you instead. Now, that sounds niche, but wait until your storyteller does attack one of your fetters, because that will happen in one of your chronicles.
I mean, like, the spell, not aid, but, what's the one where it lets you split damage between two
Warding
people?
Bond.
Yeah, this is basically warding bond for your fetter.
And with your multiple levels of health, and if you have usury on top of that, well, good, you're set.
You don't got to worry about
I
it.
sleep. Someone touched my fetter. Who's touching my shit?
That's great. I love that sound effect.
Can you match that sound effect for just a few seconds?
I think we broke his soundboard.
Nope.
I heard the
No
first
wonder
one,
it's-
and then it just cut out.
Oh, that's because I put it on the wrong one. It's more like this. There we go. Perfection.
We're doing one of the things that you should never do in a show, but we're doing it anyway.
Spam sound effects, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I
making
do it
penis
to the
music
point where I
part
don't
2.
make it get old.
Yes. Well, have you watched a Review Tech USA stream lately? That's all he does.
I mean, to
No,
be
thank you.
fair,
I don't.
the only channel I know that does that is Bro Life Science by Dom Mazzetti, but his is always really funny. He just uses the same gunshot sound effect for everything, and it's really funny.
Is that you're playing Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yes,
We're playing
basically.
Shadow the Hedgehog. I see Maria. There's aliens attacking. Oh no, I died.
Damn. I mean, prior to this show, I was playing Sonic Generations X Shadow with my roommate.
Nice.
You found new game of the year?
Not new game of the year. It's still like
New
really.
game of the year?
It's still really good.
Also, epic picture in this book. This picture.
Hang on. Let me see.
Is it art time?
This.
Oh, yeah, that
yeah,
fucker.
that. Can I even put that on here?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Don't worry. They're not real because there's no red, and therefore we can say it's just strawberry jam.
He's got
Now-
all of his fingers and an arm in his mouth.
No, Ryan, what's happening in this? You heard the expression, "I'm going to shove my hand so far up your ass, it's going to come out of your mouth."
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of gross, in all honesty.
Some
And for
people are
extra
into it.
measure,
Not
he-
wrong.
For extra measure, he ripped off the man's arm and shoved it down his throat.
We called that spit roasting.
Ew.
So, in case you're wondering why this is in here, this is what happens if the spooks capture you, or if you want to follow the spooks. Never go against the spooks, or just
No.
don't do business with these guys to begin with.
Because
Unless
they'll
you really
fucking
have
shove
to.
their hand up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet.
Yeah.
Well, we calling you Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, wake up,
Bo Jiden.
wake up, Joe Biden.
You know, they would have an ice cream party every time he bombed a house. They bombed 3 ounces a day.
So
So
he
ice
always
cream.
got ice cream.
Yeah, it's the only reason you could get him down, come downstairs is because of ice cream. Yes. It's 2025. We can't make these jokes anymore. It's a year late.
You can still
Joey,
use 'em.
It's time for ice cream.
Oh, sweet. I can't wait for some ice cream. Give me that Greek chocolate and cookie roll.
How did you do
Oh, there you
that?
are.
What the fuck?
Hello.
Howler, pull up a chair. We're talking about the oracles.
Okay.
Hello, Howler.
Hello.
You said you didn't know anything about Wraith the Oblivion, well, guess what? You're going to learn.
Oh shit!
We'll
We're
learn
recording this
today.
again. I'm sorry. I can leave.
Well, you're staying here this time.
Too bad, son. You've
You're
already
staying
stepped in
right.
it.
You're
Oh, and
staying
here
right
comes
here.
Howler with the chair into the middle of the ring.
Yeah. This is Roman Reigns reaching around Jey Uso, dragging him back into the ring. You're staying right here for this. We now go into the oracles. Well, let's begin with the history with these guys first.
Oh boy.
Where, once again, this is another weird history section. So, who is the most important character in Wraith the Oblivion besides Karen?
Is Shadow?
Okay, well, that's still Karen at the end of the day.
Eurydice?
Yeah.
No, not Eurydice.
Well, the Lady of Fate.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And this is her power, by the way. Fatalism is her power. The power to see the future. And the Lady of Fate thought to herself one day, wouldn't it be really good if everyone else could do that? And she said, you know what, that actually does sound like a good idea, let's do that. And so she did.
That's not a good idea.
And that's basically the entire history section summarized, but we can keep going if we want to.
She basically just wanted to make the world the episode of That's So Raven.
Yes.
No. She wanted
I
to
can
do the Dio thing where he wants to bring people to heaven where they know their own fate.
You know what your entire life and unlife is going to be, so therefore when something bad happens to you, you can't complain about it.
I feel like that'll drive people crazy.
It'll drive you
Just a
crazy.
little bit.
Yeah, just look at Malcav. See how that worked
Yeah.
out for him.
Yeah, you saw what happened then.
It worked out great. What do you mean?
He's seen the past, present, and
Everyone
future all at the
becomes
same
an
time.
Octavian.
And he's never been better.
Sure, he's sitting in the corner drooling and mumbling to himself, but he seems fine.
The
whole
only
world is stop signs talk to everyone. Everyone in the world.
the only other history thing that's ever happened with the oracles has been that they predicted Garul forming during the Fifth Great Maelstrom, and they told Karen about him, and then Karen didn't listen to a thing they said, and then Garul showed up.
Ironic. The
yeah,
Finch
who-
who listened to
yeah,
their
who-
future seers.
Who's the idiot
What-
here?
Karen!
It's sadly always been Karen. Or yeah, Karen.
And then they do stuff in the Times of Judgment scenarios, but your mileage may vary as to what you want them to do, because it's, once again, the end of a chronicle, and then you decide where that goes from there. Basically. And also, select this portion of the book, because on page A9, you have this massive list of glossary terms.
And then they never
none
get
of these terms
used.
get used. None of them get used.
Hell
What?
yeah.
Again,
Uh,
filling out
I feel like
pages.
that was a writer who had like OCD or something, just wanted to put his shit in.
Or somebody told him on a White Wolf forum, hey, this is what we did with the Actina book. Maybe you should do that in your Wraith book. And he said, yeah, I should. And they made the glossary, and then he said, no, this was a waste of my time. All right, I made it, though. Let's just leave it in the book. That's my theory at the very least.
Mhm.
And as for what the Fatalists are, the Oracles, well, they don't really talk about their own history. They don't really talk about themselves. They're more interested in the future than their own past and own present.
Well, yeah,
Which
their whole
is just
power is
hurt
about
anybody
predicting the
ever.
future.
Yes.
Exactly.
They just exist to tell the future, and that's all they're concerned about. And that's it.
No.
Where I feel like I've mentioned this story before in the show, the ending of Sandcastles, that comic.
I think I read Sandcastles.
It's the movie that inspired Old, the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I didn't watch that movie either.
Interesting.
Where at the very end of the book of that comic book, there's this whole myth about a king. I think it was like a Persian king or something, but the country doesn't matter too much. And the king was told, in 20 years, you're going to die. And the king became so paranoid and worried about his own death that he fortified his castle, hired all these guards, did all these different security measures, moved castles multiple times to do everything he could to evade his death, while foregoing the relationship he had with his wife and kids. And just didn't really live a life because of it. And then 20 years came, death appeared, and said, all right, it's time. And the king said in his last moments, how I've wasted my entire life trying to evade you.
Oh yeah,
As
that I
plot.
remember. Okay, I remember that line.
It
I
feels
remember
like
that one when you
Yeah,
started
bro.
telling it. I didn't want to interrupt you.
the
It
fate.
reminds me of Odin.
The oracles are an entire faction of that king of Odin's. Every single one of them is one.
Ironic,
Yeah.
considering that they're all already dead.
Yeah, they see themselves as just utilities. Our lives already ended, so we just serve Stygia, and that's it. We're just tools to be used. Where the book starts off with them saying, "Here's our Pantheon Temple. It's called the Pantheon Temple, or just the Temple." And it was a temple in Greece that got destroyed, and now it's here. It's the prettiest thing in all of Stygia. And there's the library, and that's where the people sleep, and that's the perfect soldier. You might be wondering, who's the perfect soldier? Oh, how about this gigantic minotaur we made with the maskers? And he's not the first one we've made. We've made multiple of these guys. Where
Bro
every
had a
time he
spirit of the
dies,
Opus lying around in a soul forge and decided to make it into a super weapon.
Yeah,
every
that's what I
time
was thinking too.
Every time the soldier dies, we get a volunteer to become a new soldier, and we destroy his brain, destroy his body, destroy his name, and turn him into this giant bull monster that we then stick on whoever wants to destroy the library.
Oracles confirmed furries.
Yes.
I was thinking about something cool. I was thinking about Sigismund from the Horus Heresy stories.
Sigismund.
That's why I tell you that Warhammer 40k is awesome. Like, Sigismund was a guy that went through this whole process to become a Black Templar, and he was so deranged, he freaked out the main antagonist, Abaddon, with how deranged he was.
They were like, damn, bro, this guy crazy. Yeah, he does his thing. Anyway, prepare to die.
He pretty much freaked the fuck out what is basically Warhammer 40k's Darth Vader.
Yes.
This guy is crazy.
Well, he's like Darth Vader combined with Kylo Ren, because he's Darth Vader who wishes he was Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And then page 94, we actually get the whole process about how to make the perfect soldier.
I love the
Yay.
accompanying picture. It's fucking creepy as shit.
Yeah, he was a little snake man, and then we broke down the snake man and used moliate all over him to turn him into this giant bull monster.
Now repeat after me, subject. Ooh woo, notices your bulgy wudgy. No! No, you'll never turn me!
It's like that scene from fucking
That hurt.
was it Furry Apocalypse by Flash Gets, and like what?
No, this fucking guy. Keep going with the story.
Okay, but it's like when the two fucking, Space Marines are just interrogating the one, and they tear his heart out, and he's like, "You'll never win. You'll never fully be rid of us. As long as there's lonely kids with internet connections, we will always find fertile ground."
You got Lola Heart stamped on the heart.
Yep.
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny stamped on the heart.
How many people's lives were ruined by Space Jam?
Oh, without dozens.
More than
Dozens.
you.
It's permanently ingrained into my head that I actually get flashbacks. when I
See,
start
look,
seeing
we have a
commercials
victim
again.
right here. Howler, how has this
But
adversely
mind you-
affected you?
That
That came
wasn't
out
the
when I was a
first.
kid, and it was like, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but those
Yeah.
animations are weird.
You gotta
And then Lola
remember,
Bunny came on screen. It's like, oh, something is awakened in me.
it's like
Everybody
that
got a hard on.
in Wayne's World when Wayne and Garth are laying on their back of their car, and he's like, "Hey, hey Wayne, yeah, Garth, you ever sexually attracted to Bugs Bunny when he dresses up like a girl bunny?"
This is it completely deviates from the story, but it's like Eric W. Schwartz, where the guy got a sexual awakening from watching Animaniacs, and then made his own furry cartoons and animations. And then Amiga came to him asking, "Hey, can we use one of your characters as our mascot?"
Those are the facts.
Yeah.
When your childhood turned out not to be a fever dream.
Yes. You got a sexual
Part
awakening
of my
from watching
life is a
Animaniacs.
dream.
So the only thing to really talk about with the oracles, why did you guys even make this book? Well,
Because
like
they needed to
this.
put it somewhere, and they decided to put
Why
it
did
against
they-
another faction that was infinitely more interesting.
It's well,
Considering that the faction has nothing to do with these guys. It should have been the Haunters.
It should have been, but the Hunters got their own book and it's awesome. The only thing to really talk about with the oracles is the Pantheon, where it's this group of people that see the future, and they all have a different seat, and they all reflect a different kind of mentality as to how future things should be done. If this sounds like the Garo Nation, it basically is. You copied what the Garo Nation does, and here are different sub-factions as to how you see the future. We begin with the Delphics, where you remember the Oracle of Delphi. You all read Oedipus Rex, didn't you?
A guy that kills his
second.
stepdad and fucks his own mom, or is that Hamlet?
Yeah, well
That's
it's
a
Oedipus
lot.
Rex.
You need
Yeah.
to be more specific.
Which
The
Greek
Greeks thought
literature
incest
do
was
you
funny,
like?
so they run a lot of their plays. So all these oracles say, we wish we were as pretty and as smart and as gifted as the Oracle of Delphi, so we're going to completely break down our own identities and just skin dance as her. That's our entire identities. We are the Oracle of Delphi fan club, is what we are. And how do we use symbolism?
cosplayers?
What the Oracle of Delphi's fan club does is that they sit in their chambers and just use up all of their pathos, spinning and spinning and spinning fatalism. And then they crunch the numbers, and then they plot out this massive web of possibilities until they circle the actions that will lead to the best possible outcome, and then they give you the results. You ask them a question, you're not going to get an answer until 7 days later.
To be fair, time means nothing to a ghost.
I mean, yeah, they're immortal. What are you gonna do? Go away?
You then have the augurs, who are the oracles who see the future through jade-tinted lenses. They have the whole Russian sentiment of victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice. And so they go through and say, all right, look, here's what's going to happen to you. Here's what you're going to lose. This is what's unavoidable about it. Are you willing to go through with this decision?
Conveniently, that sacrifice will never be them.
They just lay it out for you. This is going to suck, and there's no way you can stop it from sucking. Do you still want to do this? It's lay it down to you. It's just a very cynical oracle, so to speak. And they're, of course, led by this guy called Aleph, who is the biggest cynic of them all. There's not really anything to this guy in this book.
I imagine he's a lot of fun to hang around with.
There is. It's like hanging around. Who the fuck is it?
It's like hanging around that one friend who was a pain in the ass in high school. Was like, no, I don't like that. It's stupid.
It's like
gay.
it's like
I
going
don't
to a party with
it." And then
Hassan
you
Piker.
Yeah.
With or
Shock
without
value
the animal
included.
abuse.
You
You put a
just
collar around us?
you can just imagine just the way he carries himself on a bundle of sunshine. He must be off camera.
You hang around this person in the Shadowlands, your shadow is going to want to kill itself.
Yeah.
Well, Hassan can at least mimic human expression. Can he do that?
Yeah. The clairvoyants, who are guys who are traditionalists that let the traditionalism kind of sort of get in the way of the future sight. They really, really cling to their identities as to who they were, and will always incorporate some sort of tribal shit with their future seeing. Where if I'm Greek, I must have a cow to cut open and then look through the organs to predict the future. If I'm Norse or Celtic, I must have runes. If I'm African or Egyptian, I must have the staff and stick, and I must face the sun and stare directly into it before I can give you my prediction.
Where the fuck are they going to get all that stuff? Slowly turns to the fat guy in the room. What?
Wait, is there a sun in the ghost?
That's what I do.
Is there a sun in the Wraith dimension?
No, you gotta go to the Skinlands for that.
There is one in my setting, but we'll get to that another time.
It's just very dull light. Everything's lit, but just dark enough. It's an entire world of just dim lighting.
I thought you were saying everything is lit. I
Yes,
was like, yeah, everything is lit.
it's
Yeah, it's great being a ghost, except for the crippling depression.
It's
the ever-present
literally
sensation of
1984.
living.
Of course I'm not happy.
Yeah,
You're
that's
dead.
fine.
And then you have a whole page on here, the types of scrying on page 103. Color, have you heard of all these terms before? You have aromancy, the whole prediction
astrology
method
I've
of
heard of.
Yeah.
Uh,
aromancy is I'm just going to stick my hand into the sand and throw it into the sky, and depending on where it blows to, will predict the future.
I mean, I
Amazing.
thought the Romans do that.
Yeah.
I thought,
I've heard of geomancy.
man, I feel like the bone thing is more accurate than that. Just throwing bones down into like a.
Gotta cast the
that's-
Mother of the
runes.
wind, tell me your secrets. Throws sand, immediately goes into the eyes. I
We also
need to better
have-
label those.
So you also have onestasy, I think that's how you say it, which is scrying by just watching a bird fly.
Yep.
And that's it.
You can
That
tell.
bird is probably just looking for food.
And that's
Yeah.
it.
I love pyromancy.
Which is just bold as I
Wow.
stare directly into the fire and smoke, and then I see the future in it.
That is
Oh, that you
not the
ruined
kind
the
of pyromancy
eye.
I know of.
That's how you
Or-
ruin your eyes, man. You're gonna go blind.
And then there is tasseography, which is the tea leaves at the
Oh,
bottom of your cup.
Classic.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Yeah, I get to read the tea leaves.
What's the thing when you mess with the organs of a killed animal?
How respects.
Ah.
And that's
Yeah.
and
Or-
Heptamancy.
You can use a sheep's liver.
just
What
you
about
know,
that?
Gyromancy, scrying by spinning in place.
I see.
Yep.
I thought I'd
Yep.
just eat a
You know
gyro to regain health.
and this is the whole thing. And then that's how we got the term spin doctor.
I'm just imagining like an entire room of these dudes in robes just like spinning in place. Just like, what the hell are you guys doing? We're seeing the future! Join us!
Imagine like modern day doctors, you go just to get a checkup, and they're like decapitating a fucking sheep and while spinning in a circle.
That's what Thomas Jefferson was doing back in the during the age of the founding fathers. He invented the swivel chair and was addicted to cocaine. And it was just be in his office and he'd just spin around his chair, and that's how he would decide policies.
Well,
can't
I
tell
mean,
if you're
it
lying or
was-
not.
It was the 18th century. What else are you going to do?
Because they were doing hard drugs back then. Their idea of solving coughing would just make the person fall unconscious.
You would come home during colonial American times, and your wife would just be sprawled out across the kitchen table, high on opium. It was
She
fun
didn't
back
leave
then.
any for me.
Yeah,
You
Back when
bitch.
cocaine was medicine.
yeah.
Yep.
Back when cocaine could be put into soda.
God, I want to try cocaine so bad.
Cigarettes was given to hospital patients to help improve their lungs.
Well,
Have you
Well,
seen the like black and white picture of Mr. Sig at the
Yes!
hospital handing people cigarettes?
yeah. Well,
I
right for
want
that
to use
cocaine,
that for
when
the
that,
album cover so
that
bad.
cocaine idea. But then once again, that trip to Merida is still on the table.
We're not going there.
We can go and we can find the Ralph mail.
Dog, I can go
No.
30 minutes west and get cocaine. It's not that hard.
He's about to be extradited from Mexico, but the time window's closing.
You know what? I hope he gets extradited
this-
and then
this
somebody
ducks-
kills him on the way.
Kyle Ducks is only good until the end of the year.
Johnny, I hope he dies. I hope he gets shot in the face. And I hope
That's
he
it.
dies a horrible death. And then you
Yeah,
make
it's
your
because-
profile
it's
picture,
because of, violent
Ralph
rhetoric like that
getting
that we
his
never
head
get
blown
monetized.
off. So I never have to hear you ever talk about him ever
It's
again.
that violent rhetoric you got.
Guys, I don't think Kyle likes this person.
There it is.
It's just because I'm sick of hearing Johnny talk about him and he's a scumbag.
Well, as soon as we find him, that'll be the end of it.
Can you kill him for me while you're over there? I'll buy you the gun and the ammo.
Oh, and speaking of killing, have you noticed something that's
Allegedly.
have you noticed something that's on in the Oracle's page, Kyle?
In the Oracles, hang on. On the
On page 100,
let me see. Hang on.
100.
they got the song wrong.
Wait, did they? Hold up.
They got the song wrong.
On page 100.
I'm waiting for you to find it.
In the augurs.
Come on, you can do it.
Oh my God, they did fucking get it wrong.
It's Alice's Restaurant.
It is, and they called it the motorcycle song.
I looked at the motorcycle song, and that's an entirely different song. We
Yeah.
got the lyrics of Alice's Restaurant in the Wraith book.
This is going to be the capstone of the Arlo Guthrie Galliard group compilation.
Yes.
I'm looking at page 100, but I don't see that.
At the top of
What
the
book
left
are we-
in the augurs,
are we
it's
reading?
supposed to be.
The
the
Oracle's book.
augurs.
I want to
Yeah.
kill. I want to kill. I want to see
And I went up there and said, Shrink,
Frank.
I want to kill. I mean, I want to kill. I want to see blood and gore and guts and veins in my teeth. Eat burnt dead bodies. I mean, kale.
Kill.
And I started jumping up and down,
Gotta
yelling,
say,
kill,
kill,
and then he
kill
started
the
jumping up and down
So
with
say
me,
kill.
kill.
And then
And the sergeant came over, pinned the middle of me, and set me down the hole and said, "You're our boy."
It's such a fucking dumb song.
You played that in the boy, Kelly.
My parents were livid with me, dog.
And they stole your wallet.
They were so mad at me. They're like, you are not allowed to play anything on the touch tunes for the rest of the
Why would
evening.
you put that in a jukebox?
Because I thought it was really funny.
No, why did the jukebox have that? Why was that an option?
I don't know, but we're still laughing about it, so I did it good. Oh, shit.
And then you have the gamblers who are previously people who just cheat gambling. You're seeing the future so you can cheat gambling.
I would do that.
But you're also doing this because you're taking a gamble by saying, I'm going to predict the future. Perhaps the vision isn't exactly everything I want to see, but I like what I saw in the vision, so I'm going to take a gamble on that being what's going to happen.
Yep. And it
And
can
that's
happen.
That's not selling the future. That's just wishful thinking.
You
That's
know,
no
if you
different
get,
than what any other Joe Schmo does at the casino.
didn't you figure out like the average person is slightly more than 50% when they're guessing already?
Yeah?
I'm
So,
always
like
guessing.
this isn't a gift. This is just your guessing.
Some
And then
people are really good at guessing.
You've also
Exactly.
got the doomsayers who say, oh, everything is just going to suck, and there's no point in doing everything, and everything's just going to end in failure, and angst, and oblivion, and so they're failures who just give up on everything.
I imagine they're quite good friends with the Hollow Ones.
Yes.
Probably.
I feel attacked.
Yes.
Ouch.
They watched an episode. They watched a broadcast of the BBC, and this is what it did to them.
The only correct refutation of a moral nihilist is to kill them.
And then you also got the idea of the Holy Mission, where it's a doomsayers. This whole idea of it was once explained to me this way: the shroud is a sieve, which filters out the worthy from the unworthy and tests the human soul. This test deceives whether our race may transcend to dwell with him or be denied that eternal grace. Unfortunately, the philosophy has merit. Modern doomsayers have equipped their leading prophet with new words to enforce his old ideas. All matter is energy, even corpus, and that energy is basically motion out from the ultimate source. Energy that takes form of the Deadlands is plasm. Plasm, the stuff of wraiths, came from Oblivion, and since plasma originates from Oblivion, all wraiths are thus born from Oblivion. So you're ashes to ashes, dust for dust. You're born from nothing, and you'll become nothing, and that's your mission.
Like the fact that they actually quote Orpheus in this section here.
Yeah, fun section, right?
The end is nigh, repent your partner, doom is at hand. Tithe.
He used fatalism, and he took the black pill while doing so. And that's what happened to him. And there's this whole section in chapter 3, but that's going over the whole history section. And if that history section sounded really short, that's because it is. I shit you not. There's not much of anything of relevance in this. All the stuff in this whole history section never comes up again in the meta plot. I mean,
Yep, that's it.
it kind of sucks in it, but honestly, like, the history of this book isn't interesting and actually isn't worth the episode time to go into.
If it seems like we're going really fast, audience, it's because we're not exactly speedballing this thing. We're just going over it as we do.
But there is one interesting thing they bring up. They say that there is an 8th Legion, the Fated Few, where the Legion of Fate is saying, and the Lady of Fate are saying, there is a Legion that's going to rise up one day, and we don't know what's going to do yet, and we don't know what purpose it's going to serve, but it's going to form, and it's going to do something that's going to save the world, and then that may or may not actually happen given the times of judgment.
Yeah.
If anything, it'll happen before that actually happens.
Yeah, it was
Does it actually happen?
Yep. It's... Well, times of judgment, Wraith the Oblivion has multiple ways it can go. So we will have to eventually get around to doing an episode on that as well. And our Gehenna episode is not that far away either. Alright, so let's get into Fatalism as an ability. So basic ability is Scrying, where you can just see bits and pieces of the future by rolling Perception Fatalism. It's as easy as that.
Yep, it's basically like having a ret.
Yeah, and it's the immediate future that you're seeing. Now,
this is like having the time sphere.
Yep.
Now, you get to level 1, Distant Visions. A truly talented oracle can sometimes get premonitions about how her actions are affecting outcomes of seemingly unrelated events. She can already see a tiny corner of the big picture and how distant actions are truly interconnected. However, with a good grasp of possible odds and the 6 degrees of separation theory, she can have a better than average guesstimate rate about what is happening elsewhere at that very same moment. While often an invaluable piece of information to know, the data gleaned from this art cannot be affected. Distant Visions shows instances occurring at the same time as the present, so there is nothing much that can be done about them. However, it's good to know that it happened. So clairvoyance is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get Auspex. There you go.
You can see really, really far away. And it's too bad that he fell into oblivion and we'll never see him again, but now we know what happened. It's better knowing that he died than just assuming, he just went off his own one day and he was actually living a nice life away from all this shit. We could have been optimistic, but let's be pessimistic and realistic instead.
Yep.
Well, let's say hypothetically someone goes missing. Would you prefer they ghosted you or they were killed?
That's fun.
Probably ghosting.
Yeah.
Level 2, a quick read. One who can gather visions from objects need not limit her inquiries to the boundaries of the Shadowlands. If present with a new relic, she can do reading about the living person whose karma is linked to a particular object. This attuning talent is a particular favorite amongst those wraiths whose fetters are living people, who are periodically want updates about those fetters' futures. Premonitions of this nature often are thematic with a how and when of a person's death, or an upcoming extreme emotion that person will feel. Just a scrying ability, but better, is what it is. Now we have a fun word. We have Malocchio. The evil eye is an art as old as history, and twice as vicious. This art places a dark marker on a recipient that can be detected only by others with at least 2 dots in fatalism. The mark alters the object of the observer that this is someone that has crossed an oracle and is paying the consequences. Also, inside the evil eye denotes that the person thus marked is a catch in the web and serves as a magnet of fate's attention. You basically put a surveillance stamp on somebody that they just can't take off.
Congratulations, you've scrying now.
Congratulations, you've been doxxed.
Oh, yes.
Stalking that person.
What legion in particular would like to have this power?
Well, all of them, really.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's true about the Skeletal Legion more than anything else. After all, there is no such thing as privacy. Is there? There is no such thing as privacy in the Skeletal Legion. Level 3.
What are those words?
Pulling
Dad,
strings.
What do you have to hide? Oh, yeah.
This is a basic task of learning to manipulate the web, not just to observe its happenings down its way. It is the first step of interference, both in the least powerful art of the sort and the most dangerous to a young fatalist. Pushing the boundaries may draw an ocular neophyte into the web itself, where he becomes part of the future he was trying to challenge. So this is expensive, by the way. This is 2 dots of pathos. You have to accept a point of angst for using this, and then roll Perception Fatalism difficulty 8. But if you succeed, you now become directly involved in the future that you're seeing, and you instantly know how to influence it. Just, are you willing to pay that cost? Because once again, 10 points of angst, you're out.
Yep. So it's again a high risk, high reward kind of ability.
And this is a game where you usually start with 3 points of angst already.
Ooh.
So you're on a clock already.
This is an ability that lets you directly ask the storyteller, i.e., God, on something that's going to happen, and he will give you an answer.
It's you asking the storyteller, can you please railroad me on the next part of this chronicle, but have it be where I win? Is what this power is?
Yes. Can I have a win button, please? Thank you.
Well, you spent it. Here you go.
Level 4,
nice.
Tangles. Oh, sorry, you were saying something?
No, talking to myself.
Tangles. The art of Tangles lets the Oracle twist the strands of another's Wraith's destiny. Snapping the thread is beyond the will of the Oracle's capability, but the exercise of sufficient willpower, 2 points needed, a thread of someone's fate can be tangled, knotted, or stretched. The effect of this entanglement is the victim finds himself at the behest of adverse circumstances every time he tries to follow up on one of his passions. The complications are rarely fatal, but always annoying and occasionally dangerous. By 2 points of willpower, 2 points of pathos, and accepting 2 points of angst, but you make a roll at manipulation fatalism difficulty 7, you can inconvenience basically any character you want.
That's just,
This is basically.
you just be a fucking troll.
Yes.
This is
Just-
the fucking entropy sphere. But
Yes.
diet.
Yes. It's entropy as it was meant to be accessed and obtained.
You know, I can see why. Do they bring oracles back and other stuff? Because this seems like really risky for little reward.
Yes and no, because Wraith the Oblivion's direction fell apart as they were making it. So it does, and it's not, and they do, and they don't. So yeah. And level 5, Ensnare. A high-level skill in web manipulation, Ensnare allows an oracle to set a snare for a particular person in the web of fate itself. The entangled victim gets bound up in the fates of others, no longer a master of his own destiny. This can have an extremely detrimental effect on everything from the victim's passions to his ability to tend to fetters. We now jump up the cost to 3 points of willpower, 3 points of pathos, 2 points of willpower, 3 points of pathos, 3 points of angst, manipulation fatalism, difficulty 9, but this is basically a free kill or incapacitation on whoever you succeed this roll on.
If you succeed.
You
Yes.
succeed.
Very expensive. And you might be thinking, what is the death mark, so to speak, of using fatalism? When you keep using this, what do you begin to look like with this? Because after all, we have the cooking oil going on with the spooks. So what do you think this one would do to you?
I know what it is, but I want to let
Does it
everybody
turn
else
you-
speak first.
Does it turn you like into like those hags from Disney movies?
Well, that would be an idea, but what this does, the symbol of fate appears on your forehead and your arms. What is the symbol of fate? A bullseye, Kyle.
So you're
Oh.
fucked, basically.
It basically sums up where the Scout Legion needs to shoot you with their bow and arrow.
On a scale from 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
And you
Oh,
turn
there's
into a Daredevil villain as well.
There's this lovely little bullseye in my head. I'm wearing this red shirt now. I'm 10 days from retirement. I love my family and friends. Oh, hello, little dog.
Well, wouldn't it be a really bad idea of like Bullseye to have a very highly identifiable tattoo on your body?
Yeah, he's
that
an
would be a
assassin.
damn shame.
As we all
Yeah.
know, assassins want you to know it's them when they're
Yeah,
assassinating people.
who killed you?
Yes.
We also get a fun picture on what page is this? Page 130 of a man's guts getting ripped out while he's still alive to predict the future.
Wait, some of these merits are fun. You literally have vibe check.
Yeah, see, that's what you have. The 4-point merit vibes. You just have good vibes. Congratulations, you passed a vibe check.
Yeah, man,
I
he's
did not
like
know this
chilling
game had
shit, dog.
merits and flaws.
Yes.
I was
There-
using the Wraith 20th edition because that's the only one that works on roll 20, unfortunately.
The
And
next
I did
one-
not see anything for merits and flaws.
The next one is literally the mysterious stranger from Fallout. It's just you have a guardian angel. His name is Justin.
And he'll just pop up and do something for you and then just dip.
They call me just in time.
That's what it's called, yes. I'm not even shitting you, yes.
They call me just out of time.
Justin, the Nick in time.
Ah, there you go.
And then you have a 7-point flaw in this game called Broken Record, where you become an NPC. You just say the same things over and over, you do the same things, you talk about the same stuff, you only have 2 things you talk about, and that's it.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It would be great to go onto an NPC stream with this.
Cassandra. Oh, Greek. Cassandra. Who's the fuck was Cassandra?
You become a bullshitter who nobody believes.
Ah, there we go. That's it.
You can see the future, but no one will listen to you.
That could be actually very, very useful.
I mean, well, no one will listen to you, including your teammates.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is like you can
Well,
tell
just do the opposite of
somebody.
what she says.
You can tell somebody
Oh.
like what. Well, think about it. All you need to do to get them to do what you want is tell them the opposite of what you know. The other thing is that you tell if it's something that will, positively affect you if they suffer from it, you tell them exactly what is going to happen. They will immediately disregard what it is you have to say. They all get fucked and you're on top of everything. And you look like a goddamn superhero.
But no one will ever believe you.
There's this one. Kyle, I know you don't like the series. It's a Toho character, Sugume Kishin, where everything she says gets jinxed when she speaks, and that's just a permanent curse that she has. Now, when she does speak, it means that everything she says needs to be the reverse of what she means. So she's a character that's really fun to read the dialogue of, because you have to listen to everything she says carefully and piece together what is an opinion she has and what is a fact that she's reversing when she speaks.
That's kind of interesting.
It's a very fun character quirk.
What is this from?
The Toho games, the Bullet Hell games.
Ah.
Yeah.
The one where it sounds like, you're, a Tex
Kyle
Avery
is not a fan
character
of
trying to
music.
play the piano.
He is not a fan of the music of
I
it.
am not, no. He
Ka-
sent me
Kyle-
all of it, and I was like, this is just the same shit where a guy's banging on the piano for 40 minutes.
He has dropped off, sadly. Like, ever since game 18, he's now playing around with this
Dog, anybody
sound
would
font.
drop off after 18 games. That's just human nature.
Well, no, he's fucking around with the sound font that's got this really shitty mid-eye electric guitar that he won't stop using now.
But it
It's-
sounds so good, bro. Trust me.
You definitely will use MIDI for every song you make, and your soundtrack doesn't sound like complete fucking shit when you're trying to listen to it.
That's the whole fucking Toho soundtrack.
Kyle does not
yes.
get Eurobeats or speedcore as a
I
genre.
do not.
Yeah.
I get speed metal because it has the intensity to, back it up.
Oh, absolutely. Wow.
And then
I'm a
that's
big
it.
fan of power metal.
Like, that's it really with the oracles, by the way. I mean, even in the whole history section, the oracles were described as Karen's dark dolls that he just puts on a shelf and only ever picks up when he needs to hear the future from them. And that's
I
it.
imagine those dolls are kept in a jar so he doesn't have to listen to them.
And he does fun stuff with it. He jizzes in it.
Well, you said
He reaches into a jar. He says, "Sometimes you got to squeeze," and he squeezes the oracle and just ruptures like a tomato in his hand.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to drown! Put him in the jar.
Yes. So that's a little bit disappointing with the oracles book. I thought we had more content, but we don't.
But there's
well.
the characters that they make.
Who all look like normal people.
Well, yeah,
Except
because
for the fucking game master. Like, what the hell is he doing here?
He's got these dice. He is making the DreamWorks face.
yep.
Wait a second.
He's
Wait a
making the DreamWorks face.
You got the librarian.
He's like me, for real, for real.
She's like me.
Okay.
I wish I had a trad wife who looked just like you.
I gotta say though, like,
There's this lady at
Once-
the bottom called Crystal Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I just saw that.
And she's got no face from an acid attack.
But once again, this is yet another instance in which, the artwork in this book just absolutely fucks.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, I don't know who they got doing all of the fucking art for Wraith the Oblivion, but take a look at this whole ritual sacrifice page, between at the start of chapter 5, page 130. Tell me that is not just metal as fuck looking at that. It looks like a Pestilence album cover.
Everyone's around him saying, what are today's winning Powerball numbers going to be? Let's rip up this man's guts.
It sounds like some Verbena shit, actually.
Yeah, this does seem like some Verbena stuff. I wonder if they're in contact with them.
That would not surprise me.
Probably not. They don't really fuck with the Umbra.
I mean, you can get to the Shadowlands through the Umbra, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
We have
Can
a whole...
Oracle... You go, Joey.
What?
Can an Oracle only be a human?
Well, you're dead, and the only thing that becomes Wraith is a human. But with found powers like Moliate, you don't need to look human anymore.
Werewolves can't become Wraiths?
You can look like no, because the whole spirit aspect to them.
Your soul goes back to Mother Gaia when you die as a werewolf.
The changing seed overrides it. It needs to be something like a Giovanni with very high mortis or necromancy getting their hands on you to break that.
Unless they become an ancestor spirit, but I think that's a different category.
And by that point, you get locked in place. You're not allowed to reincarnate and become a spirit god for your tribe.
You become basically those Jedi holocrons.
But what you were asking me about whether or not humans are Wraiths only, let me just get this screenshot real quick. Quick little sneak peek about what the Maskers episode will look like.
Okay.
Let me go. Let me just get this screenshot. I have a little bit more content with the oracles in just a second. Wraith is we got Victor posted pictures of his Wraith OC. Yeah, here you go.
Hang on. Let me see.
Spooky.
That looks cool as shit.
Check him out.
What the?
Check
He
him out.
looks like a Sangheili from fucking
It looks like his
fucking
chest is also
Halo.
his mouth. Looks like his chest is also his mouth.
Kyle, it's a masker.
Is that what those look like?
It's a masker. Yeah. The maskers have the extreme version of vicissitude, and can make themselves look like whatever they want.
Oh, so this is going to be fun.
Oh, yes. The artwork in the Maskers book is very similar to Zamichi First Edition and Book of the Worm.
I should probably look into that.
It is a very fun book to look through.
Yes, indeed.
Pretty much did a little something different with my maskers. I made them all glam rock stars.
Yeah.
Big hair, exaggerated physiques. Pretty much that sort of deal.
We're talking to relatively normal. We're not talking to the guy who has the typewriter and the stream of receipts come out of his mouth on page 24. We're not talking to that guy. He turned himself into a typewriter. He calls himself Typewriter Rick.
I knew you were going to make that fucking joke.
We call him Typing Tim.
It's the only joke he could make.
I'm Typewriter Rick!
Now with the guild books, by the way, what has really frustrated me with the guild books in particular is how little the guilds actually impacted the meta plot of Wraith. Where you have this shit going on with the protection rackets with the spooks, and then it never really comes up. You have the oracles, and they don't do anything until Times of Judgment. So, how about we add some ideas here about how we can just give the spooks and oracles a little bit more to do in the World of Darkness, for example.
Well, honestly, maybe if you didn't make it so high risk, low reward, that could help.
That would be it. Yeah. But the only thing is, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say with the spooks, but you mentioned Giovanni before. How about we have the spooks and Giovanni gang war?
I would love that. That would be so fucking
you would love the entire
cool.
Chronicle based around that.
I already was, after doing the fucking Legions of Stygia video, I'm like, okay, a faction that can actually get shit done, I think I'm a little intrigued. And now that I've learned about the spooks, and I'm like, I am doubly going bored. Like a 1950s mage game fighting the startup startup Giovanni would be fucking amazing.
It's also nice that vampires rarely get to interact with the Umbra or the Oblivion places after that. So.
Well, they don't have
Do a little bit
souls,
with that
so it
too.
makes it kind of hard.
Yes. Or along with it, who exactly is an enemy of the Giovanni?
Everyone. Yeah, you gotta narrow it down there, Johnny.
Who's the big one?
Oh, the Ventru.
Yes. Could you see a spook approaching a Ventru to get to the Giovanni?
Probably, yeah. It's like
Probably, yeah.
Listen, pal. I understand.
Given that the
you've got a
spooks
bit
are
of a
more
problem.
reasonable, they actually know business acumen. They know how to handle the hustle.
You know, the concession has to meet. There has to be a sit down.
So it is decided. Rick
And
will
in
be
the
in
end,
charge
somebody's
of the
invading-
game war to fight off the Giovanni from East Brooklyn. How did it ever come to this? I saw my son Santino covered in vitae. I don't want his mother to see him like this.
He's really
Look
getting
what
into
they
it.
did to my boy.
He's going for an Oscar with this one. And with the spooks too, imagine one of those defending, say, a Venture's Haven, where the hunters are coming after you. The IIA finally figured out where you are. Your tax haven failed. Now they're coming to kill you. You have a spook who say they're using the elevator to go to your penthouse. The penthouse is on floor 14. The elevator stops on floor 13, and then just drops.
Oh God, that'd fucking scare the shit out of me, dog.
Yeah, that's what your spook could do for your Ventru.
That's one of the
I
reasons
can
why I'm
probably
always
see
afraid
that.
to use elevators.
This idea of one of those breaking on you.
Especially when the ones like they try to be like artistic. Oh, here's one where the wall is actually a window, like entire, so you can just see how high you're going up.
You can
Yeah, I
smash
think
your
I'll
forehead to the
fucking
glass and then
take
jump
you.
out.
Yeah.
And that could be a fun idea that you could do with the spooks, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All the creative
Or
ways you
if
can
you-
fuck people up with outrage.
When we had before the ideas of the Silent Striders teaming up with the spooks. So what if we got a Silent Strider to take a spook into a Pentex facility?
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that.
Just,
Nothing would work.
Okay.
just go ahead, go into the Pentex facility with your bag of ghost, open the bag, and just let the spooks do their job.
Okay, Spook.
And
Have fun.
So you need that from me, and I am need to have from you. See that building over there is polluting the river. Put the things in it that make this city turn into all a bunch of mutants. Pollute all the spirits and leave nothing for the soul forgers of Stygia. So what do you want me to do?
And for example, that the outrage powers, the backlash powers, the recoil powers. Say that Black Spiral Dancer just beheaded the Silent Strider. Just use outrage on them.
Yep.
Can't you just take control of this Black Spire body?
Well, that's
a
puppetry.
different
That's a different power.
guild. Yeah.
Different guild.
And
But
It's also fun.
it would be the same as fighting, if you remember JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, fighting the Lovers.
Yeah.
That battle.
Oh, dude.
Where
Go ahead.
no, Kyle, the whole thing is that the stand user is Steely Dan. You can't hurt Steely Dan because he designates one target in your party. Everything you do to Steely Dan is reflected back onto that party member.
Speaking of JoJo, I was at a friend's housewarming party yesterday, and he literally had like JoJo fine china. It was just like actual, fucking china. It was actual like nice fine china cups, and all of them had JoJo characters painted on them. There was one with Jotaro, there was one with Josuke, there was one from whoever it was in part 4. I don't remember his name, but
Yosuke.
like he had like a whole.
That's
He
okay.
he also had one that was Yu Yu Hakusho. I was like, I should have taken a picture because those were fucking
All the
cool.
fun minis. Because these are fun to build and play with. Now,
There's also a comedic aspect, like you're a Silent Strider, and you're just going about your day, and there's just a gang war happening in the background between the Spooks and the Giovanni.
oh yeah,
I hate to do this, but I'm passing out.
All right.
it's a tap
No
out.
worries. Good night,
All
buddy.
right.
Sorry.
Good night.
Ryan, I know this job takes a shit out of you, man. Don't have any shame in that.
Nah,
All
bro.
right. Have-
Thank you for joining us.
have a good
Take care,
night.
bro.
Lair Dog,
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
when it comes to, say, gang warfare as well, why don't the spooks, like, controlling their territories. Because yes, the Legion of Stygia controls all of North America. They say they control parts of they say they control Necropolis, like Chicago, but do they really?
They
Is it really their
they
control?
control the spirit realms, but not much else.
So what if they did have their own independent territory?
Oh.
It's
Think
called
about that.
Hell, Ohio, I think it is.
They have their own territory where Stygia can't touch them because it turns out the spooks are too strong in that particular area.
That would be kind of cool,
What-
though.
Wouldn't that be way more impressive as a faction if they had that?
It would, but
Pretty
then
much.
again, the whole idea of them being a guild is they got to keep it low key. If they get too powerful, then they draw the ire of the legions, and the legions will just try to fucking kill them.
That could be a thing as well, as that could be a drawback as well to having that.
Yeah,
But-
it's a good to have a stronghold, but at the same time, like, you know, you got to keep it low key. This isn't like what Al Capone could do, where he puts on a face to the public that he's a good, upstanding member of society and a successful businessman. No, these guys are, and this is trying to run a fucking mafia in an authoritarian government. It's not going to go well. You got to keep it low key, or they're going to tear your body apart and throw you in a forge to make swords out of you.
Now, for some ideas I have with the oracles that the book doesn't explore that I wish it did. What would happen if you had two oracles that used fatalism that came to different conclusions?
Who
That's
rolled
not-
more
that's not about-
successes?
They don't ever give attention to that, do they?
No, they don't
Yeah,
really.
because like you can get different decisions.
You can. That's what the Delphi people do, where they scroll and scroll and scroll and spin fatalism until they get the best possible result. But not everyone is a Delphi when it comes to the oracles. So what happens if you had two augurs or two clairvoyants who came to two different conclusions?
Well,
That's the whole thing.
have
Might
the
fight
first
over
one
it.
roll it again just in case, because then like the waiting an extra second can change so much.
Where
think-
it's brought up that if you get too many predictions wrong with the oracles, you become a pariah and then you just get ousted from the guild entirely. But what I wish they had was that they had a mediator or some sort of consensus system or a voting system where how many people saw A, how many people saw B, and is there a C as well?
At that point, why would they bother predicting the future? Why would not just make the future their own?
A point, yes, but instead of just being tools for Stygia, that you're going down the right direction with that thought. By this point, you heard what those level 4 and level 5 powers did. You can just fuck up a person's life or life in the Skinlands with those powers. So why aren't they doing that more often?
Because it costs a lot.
Well, yeah, you can say because it's dangerous to do. You accumulate a ton of angst in doing so. But how many people are in these guilds after all? How many? Is it just too much to ask to have a guy who gets fatalism, and then you train him up, and then he does the thing, and then that's his use of it, and then we move on to the next guy, and then we have everyone else cool down on their angst until we can do it again.
Potentially, yeah, but you know, more emergencies may pop up to the point in which, you know, you need people to be able to do that one after the other.
You could do something like that. Because I wish there was more structure to the oracles, because it doesn't feel like a real guild, Kyle. It feels more like you are just tools to be used by Stygia, and you're not really a faction that I feel like I can roleplay with.
No,
like, who's
it
in
is kind of
charge? Like-
difficult, I'd say.
Do they have ranks or anything?
They have a council. They have a council called the Pantheon that oversees everything, but that's it really. It's more like mill managers rather than leaders. Because after all, these guys answer to Stygia. This is one of those Stygia sanctioned guilds, by the way,
You're the top of the food chain at the bottom of middle management.
where you're
Well, that
given no
brings-
agency because of it. You now have to do everything that Stygia tells you to.
That being the case, there is one idea I had. What if the spooks are operating in the other kingdoms of Stygia? Or in the Shadowlands?
They managed to breach China, and you have a whole triad version of the spooks.
That'd be
Indeed.
cool.
You can do the Sleeping Dogs Ghost campaign.
Wait, Oracle things aren't just. In fact, if anything, the Western we stopped doing that a long time ago. Why would these guys only be in one place in the afterlife?
You could have a Chinese version of this. Maybe that is a thing in the Jade Kingdom's book.
I have to look through that later.
I know
I'm
a
still
lot
getting
of
used to. Still getting used to Wraith Guild Oblivion. I'm kind of coming around to it.
I know a lot of
but-
African places still use this sort of thing, especially voodooism.
Mm-hmm. The 1,000-year-old voodoo witch.
Yeah.
You counted that NPC in the Wraith game. That'd be fun.
At that point, you're just talking to the dream speakers.
You notice there is a lot of overlap with the Garo Nation and the Dream Speakers when it comes to their structure.
Pretty
The
much.
dream speakers would be able to interact with the oracles, right?
They
Yes.
could.
They could.
They could. Yes, if you did the right levels of spirit and you went into the Shadowlands instead of the Umbra, you could do that. However, be careful because you do not have the same protections from the Umbra from the Shadowlands as you would a Wraith in that situation. It's the same reason why you should never use spirit to directly go to Arcadia.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
a terrible idea.
No, you'll just get
That
the
is like
fuck
going
beat
in-
out of you.
Yeah, that's like going into the cocaine dimension.
It's Alice going to Wonderland, but she never comes back.
Yeah, it's like it's like that scene from fucking Stripes where they're in Czechoslovakia. This isn't Moscow, it's Czechoslovakia. It's like going to Wisconsin. I don't care, I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin.
Another vampire clan that I know you don't like them, but since the Tremere can't do real magic anymore,
Well, no,
they
I don't
probably-
like playing as the Tremere. I like the Tremere as a faction and as villains,
Okay.
not so much as gameplay. But
I know
playing
that
as Tremere.
since they can't do real magic anymore, they probably associate with a lot of magical beings, including these guys, to do things they can't do.
I'll just go ahead and wrangle one of these guys, drag him back to your chancery, imprison him, and have him tell the future for you.
At that point, you need a Tremere that specifically found their way into learning necromancy.
Well, they have a path that allows them to get into the Umbra.
I thought it was something stupid.
Yeah.
You get a bonar who gets a hold of one of these guys, and you take the oracle to the gas station with you, and hold it up and say, which of these scratch cards should I buy?
Basically,
You
yeah.
were
Waste of time.
That would be
You're
really
risking
funny.
banks for a lottery ticket.
Yeah,
Yes.
but should I spend $1 to get $10 back?
And then the curse of what's their term
Curse of
again?
Jackal.
Curse of Charon.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh,
something just
no.
steals it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Somebody steals a scratch card out of your hand and then scans at a different station.
Oh, that
Oh.
sucks.
The fucking Oracle is looking at him like, are you serious?
Yeah.
They would be pissed.
I would be pissed too.
It's like whatever it is, it can't be over $1,000.
And
Oops!
Also,
It's
but-
$2 million.
with Karen missing too between the fifth and sixth Great Maelstrom, with these guys being visionaries where they don't have to listen to everything Karen tells them, why weren't they also being visionaries trying to rebuild Stygia as well? There might be something in Times of Judgment Wraith that says the Lady of Fate said don't do that, just wait for Karen to come back. If that is the case, I'm going to be upset. If that is the case, because that feels like a wasted plot point. But
Oh shit!
if you're Mr. Perfect, where everything you say turns out to be the case anyway, then why weren't you just going in, seeing the future about all these different policies that you could do with Stygia, and then you just do it and make everything better for everyone?
Because that would kind of defeat the purpose of it being a world of darkness.
It's too easy, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Some
it
shit
makes
has to
too
go
much
wrong.
sense to do. But unlike the Slubri, where the Slubri had to be killed to maintain the darkness of vampire, there's nothing stopping the oracles from doing this.
Yeah, the
my
fact that
understanding.
they're a guild and they can only do shit if the legions say so. So this
Or they
isn't so
could have
much a
had-
failing of the oracles themselves, so much as it is a failing of the sanctioning of guilds, because they understand that if the oracles did have the sway and the say that they should, not only would that upset the balance of power in Stygia, it would also render the antiquated structure that Charon had put together entirely obsolete.
I'm thinking about before that too. Before Stygia was built as a project, why couldn't we have had a section of history where the oracles were building a proto Stygia, and then Karen took it over?
That would be an interesting idea as well.
That could have gone somewhere. Yes.
All things considered, though, the oracles don't feel like the kind of people who build things. They tell people what they should be building.
You're not your own character really. You're a number 2 to someone else's character.
Yes.
It's like playing
You're a
the
support
middle
class.
manager.
It's an entire faction of mercies in Overwatch. Is what they are.
I'm not opposed to that. Everybody needs a healer, or in
That's
the
how-
oracle's case, a
you know-
buffer.
If it's a healer with a decent decent damage, you can actually kind of do a lot of because no one dies on your side.
You never get plays of the game with mercy.
Mm.
You can get those with Lucio. You can get those with. I quit playing Overwatch because it just got too stupid. But
Yeah, let's say it's like playing Luna Snow in Marvel Rivals.
yes,
A little more topical.
Yeah.
And
So
the game is still being
It's
played.
like playing support in Battlefield 6.
where you're probably not going to have the highest KD, but somebody needs to do it.
Yeah.
If
Ain't
you're
much, but it's
one of
honest,
those
but-
players that has the opposite of main character syndrome, this is the group for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I usually do play support characters in Marvel. I do a lot of Susan
Yeah,
and little buddy Jeff.
yes. And then, there's one thing I forgot to mention about the oracles,
Yes.
and
Yes.
this is a fact in there. I think this is on the Delphi section. It's said that they talk with the maskers a lot, because when it comes to Oracle of Delphi, you'll have male members of the group that will try to look like Delphi. So they will call the Oracle the maskers, and they will get a sex change to become women.
Well, I mean, you're dead. You can do that.
He's transgender.
Good job.
Foaming at the mouth.
Well, you're dead. You can do that.
You're dead.
My-
Honestly, live your truth.
my post-death gender affirming surgery.
Or fuck it, just go wild with it. Become whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Become the dolphin.
You get like,
like in the Maskers book, this man became a bug.
yeah, it
This man-
became Shimbo Alley.
Excuse me, Mr. Masker. What is it, my child? I want to become a 9-foot tall black man so I can play in the Ghost NBA.
Yeah.
How much
It's-
bully
it's-
do you got?
It's just an episode from South Park all over again.
Pretty much.
Wait,
Yeah.
which one?
the
Kyle
one,
became a
Mr. Garrison's
black
new
man.
vagina.
Yeah.
Mr. Garrison's shiny new vagina, yeah.
Yeah. And what was like Kyle gets a surgery that turns him black and tall, and his knees explode while he's playing a basketball game.
Because they were
Hey,
Mr.
how you
Garrison's
doing?
testicles.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'd have to change
And-
my name to Draymond Green.
In recent news, Kyle did not play D&D last week.
No, I did not. We were doing the setup for that episode, and we were just kind of shooting the shit for the most of it. And I was looking through it, I'm like, this is kind of take me too long to try and put this all together. So we're just gonna do episode 1 this coming Thursday and just play that, just like
and
on a
you
full.
still didn't
game.
upload the character creation episode because somebody said a racial slur in the middle of the episode.
I'm sure it was, and I probably could have cut it out somewhere, but that's just a lot of time spending
well,
editing
you never
that.
uploaded the video to begin with.
I did not, because I was thinking about that, and last week beat the fuck out of me because I was dealing with some bullshit at work.
Yeah, we've
It's-
all been there, dude. Trust me.
It's,
Yeah.
I'm at a complicated spot with it because I know you want to run it, and I know Ryan wants to play it.
Yep.
But
I
given
know you
what,
saw the dumb post on Twitter, and now you can't shut up about it.
I am fundamentally disgusted with Wizard of the Coast, dude.
Well, here's the
Same.
thing. I
It's-
stole all the PDFs, so you don't have to feel any guilt
well,
for
no,
it.
it's not even that. Just you cannot spend any money on Roman Polanski's movies, but you're still watching Roman Polanski's movies.
Hey, look,
That's what I'm saying.
the only reason I still watch Baby Driver, and the reason it's still my favorite movie, is because Kevin Spacey gets shot in the chest and then run over in it. Which is what you should do to pedophiles, is you should
Like-
shoot them
like-
in the chest and run them over.
I didn't pay to listen to Jesus is King or Donda, but I'm still listening to Kanye's music, aren't I?
Well, some people still are.
Is what I'm saying. So like D&D has just lost the fucking plot. And
Here it is. This is a Worcesters of the Coast queer bashing section of the video.
We hope you enjoyed this segment, audience.
It's because no, they don't even have respect for this because the whole Trans Lifeline fundraiser that they did, where Kyle, if you don't know about that charity, that's a suicide hotline for transgender people, where in their policy they will not call 911.
Why?
But if they are about to, 911 is. Wait a second.
That's what I'm meaning. If your wrists are slit in the bathtub, if you're swinging from the neck from your ceiling fan, if you've already taken the sleeping pills and alcohol that will kill you, they will not call the police or they will not call an ambulance for you.
911 is not the police number. 911 is emergency number, and they redirect you to one.
They won't send any help your way, and that's in our policy.
That's fucked up.
911 is also the fire department's number. It is also the ambulance number.
Along with it, it's also a charity that's known for doing a bunch of embezzling with their shit. I don't need to provide a source for that because it's just fucking common knowledge. You can just look that shit up. That's one of the first things that comes up when you look up this fucking charity.
Wow, really, Jamie? Pull that shit up.
And nobody does any training when it comes to this kind of lifeline shit. And Wizards of the Coast decided that they wanted to do a fundraiser and give them money.
Stop doing D&D when they got rid of the racial differences and human was as strong as a lexicon.
And being a half elf or a half orc was considered racial.
For some fucking reason.
Yeah, it was. It's Wizards of the Coast telling you to not race mix.
Yeah. Who would have thought Wizards of the Coast are race purists?
And they do all this shit, and they don't actually have any respect for this. This is just a means of control.
These fuckers tried to cancel Gary Gygax.
Like me and Kyle talked about this off camera, and I'm not going to go in detail, and I'm not going to reiterate everything because some of that conversation was private. But Kyle, this is still why I won't use the GAY word to refer to myself as.
Okay.
This is why I won't do it, because it's the fucking people I'm going to be associated with.
I don't know. Whenever somebody says they're gay, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I feel comfortable in the skin. Because of shit like this, because it's like pride shit people want to do. I don't feel
it's everybody else giving the term
respected.
a bad stigma.
I feel singled out with that shit.
We're still talking about Wraith, right?
Well, no, we're done with the Wraith episode.
We're talking about dead things.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I haven't said GN yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's just what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair.
So. Because you want to do that D&D thing for the live play, and that's probably going to be the only thing we do for a little while. Unless you want me to start another game.
You don't have to. You're already doing the Halloween video.
That's going to be finished in 2 more weeks.
Yeah. And so I don't know how long Saltmarsh will take to do. I definitely want to just play a decent bit. I'm going to kind of rush the story along a little bit. There's only one major plot point, one major big thing that happens, at least in the story that I wrote. But we'll see how it goes.
Because if you want me to reinstate the A-Day, B-Day, we can do that.
No, we don't have to. I'll be fine.
So you just want to go ahead, shotgun through the game you have in mind, and then we go back to business
I'm still
as usual.
keeping the every other week upload just so A, the players have a break, and B, I have time to prep.
You have time to prep?
Not all that much, but I'd try at least.
Lucky.
And so there we go.
Yep.
We're
still playing Saltmarsh. It's a pirate adventure. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Damn it. I love that stuff.
What, Saltmarsh?
Yeah.
You're busy on Thursdays?
Yeah.
Damn it.
There we go.
My schedule is whatever the hell my employers want to make it, except for Saturdays.
Well, that sounds like a shit-ass job.
Well, yeah, but I don't care. I still get my Saturdays. That's all I want.
That's true. See, I would I would like Monday through Sunday off, but I haven't written enough books to make that happen yet.
Yeah. Plus, I also have to pay bills.
That too. Those are important last I checked. Death and taxes, ladies and gentlemen.
After this episode hangs up, we're going to go and get back in contact with the Forced Cream Pie subreddit. See about furthering this partnership.
No.
Awesome. I'm going to go grab the lube.
God damn it, Story. Don't encourage him.
You get your porn from Reddit.
No.
Yes, like a fucking normie.
All right. And that's a wrap. Well, that's it. If video's done, go home.
This is a shorter episode than we anticipated, but that's only because the Oracle's
well,
a
that's what
dumb
it's going to be with
concept.
Wraith. That's just the nature of what the Wraith videos are going to be.
All right, yeah.
Kind
that's
of bare bonesy, ironically enough.
Because of lack of direction and vision with Wraith.
Okay. Yeah, play the Spooks. The Spooks are cool. The Oracles are whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the Cleveland show to the Spooks.
My name is...
Yeah?
My name is...
Your name is what?
Well, no, I was doing a creepy, like, ghost sound, but I guess...
There it is. The bit's dead and went nowhere.
Yeah, that bit didn't really go anywhere.
Still recording?
Yes, we're
we
still
are.
recording.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oops.
As Rip the core, GN.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.